massive explosions, targeting the most sacred of places, the homes of innocent civilians. From Buynaksk to Volgodonsk, and twice in the capital city of Moscow. Vladimir Putin, then the newly appointed Prime Minister, stood before a nation paralyzed by fear. He wasted no time in pointing the finger, blaming Chechen separatists for the horrific apartment bombings. In late September 1999, Russian forces crossed the border, officially igniting the Second Chechen War. Just days after the Moscow blasts, terror seemed to strike again, this time in the city of Ryazan, southeast of the capital. Residents spotted suspicious strangers carrying heavy sacks into an apartment basement. The police were called and the fuse was found. They tracked the suspects and made a stunning arrest. The terrorists were caught red-handed. The inspection of the sacks, seemingly ordinary, revealed a terrifying reality. They contained hexogen, RDX, a military-grade explosive far more powerful than TNT. Along with the explosive, a detonator and a timer set for execution were also recovered. The men in custody were not foreign terrorists or Chechen rebels. They were active duty officers of the FSB. The FSB officially declared it a mere counter-terrorism drill, claiming the sacks were filled with sugar, not explosives. The arrested agents were immediately released from custody. Strong suspicions were raised that the FSB staged the attacks against its own citizens to justify the war and consolidate Putin's power. The wave of apartment bombings left a trail of devastation, killing over 300 civilians and wounding more than 1,000 others. But despite his previous obscurity, Putin's approval ratings skyrocketed, propelling him to the Russian presidency in 2000. Novaya Gazeta risked everything to expose the hidden truth. They tirelessly pursued the secrets behind the bombings. Igor Domnikov relentlessly exposed the deep-seated corruption and the dark alliances between the government and the oligarchs. 5 days into Putin's presidency, unidentified assailants attacked Domnikov with hammers at his apartment doorstep. After a 2-month battle in a coma, the investigative journalist finally succumbed. Serving as both the deputy editor of Novaya Gazeta and a lawmaker, Shekochikin unmasked the state's role in the bombings and high-level smuggling. Above all, his unmasking of the Three Whales high-end smuggling ring became a defining expose of high-level state corruption. On the brink of delivering evidence of FSB corruption to the FBI, Shekochikin was lethally poisoned. Just before his scheduled trip to the United States to share this information, he passed away in just 12 days. The authorities announced it only as a death from a rare disease. The autopsy report was kept classified. Anna Politkovskaya of Novaya Gazeta exposed the world to the brutal massacres and torture committed by Russian forces during the Second Chechen War. Amidst a constant barrage of death threats and failed attempts on her life by poison. On October 7, 2006, she was assassinated in the elevator of her Moscow apartment building, shot in the chest and head. The date coincided with Vladimir Putin's 54th birthday. While in Grozny, thousands participated in a celebratory parade organized by Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov. Human rights activist Natalia Estemirova was a close colleague and dear friend of Anna Politkovskaya. Even after Anna's death, she remained in Chechnya to continue investigating the abductions and torture carried out by the pro-Russian regime. Kidnapped outside her apartment, she was soon discovered lifeless, brutally shot in the head and chest. Advocate for the silenced, Stanislav Markelov fought to defend the victims of state power and the Chechen War. After representing the family of Anna Politkovskaya, Stanislav Markelov was assassinated while walking with young journalist Anastasia Baburova. Novaya Gazeta journalist Baburova chased the escaping assassin, but he turned and shot her in the head. Both were killed at the scene. Dmitry Muratov, the editor-in-chief of the independent newspaper Novaya Gazeta, continued his investigative reporting while arranging the funerals of his assassinated colleagues and contributors, all while fighting to save the newspaper from severe financial hardship. In recognition of his persistent resistance, he was co-awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2021. Immediately following the announcement, he invoked the names of his 6 fallen colleagues, declaring that the prize truly belonged to them.
Igor Domnikov,
The air is still today. I think
Yuri
of you
Stekochikin,
and pray. A gentle, quiet grace fills
Stanislav
up this empty
Markelov,
space. And though you're not with
Anastasia
me,
Baburova,
love is all I see. Your memory,
Natalia Estemirova,
your memory remains.
and Anna Politkovskaya.